It starts with me leaving Huck the Dutch. I'd say I came in pretty damn clutch. Wasn't even an actual scientist, but to the study of bio I give him so much. I made my own microscope with close to a spherical lens. How dope. That's all I ever needed to use. You get how cool it was, I hope. The lake water was changing color I saw, so I used some of it and was left in awe. What comes next was crazy to me. I saw the animalcules and dropped my jaw. They were tiny animals moving about, same as the bigger ones, I had no doubt. I was so excited and thrilled about it, wanted to let the world know, scream and shout. I named these little creatures animalcules. They fascinated me, and I was no fool. So I shared my findings with scientists in London, then decided I would screw with their rules. In my own time, I did my research a ton using my blood, teeth, plaque, and secretion. The little globules just seemed to pop up, supporting spontaneous generation. In conclusion, I found out a lot. My claim paved the way for all the next big shots. Animalcules were smaller animals, I said, so the next scientists could connect the dots.
I see you messing around down in Brittown, but science isn't made on just a playground. My name's Robert Brown, coming all the way down to school, y'all lazy clowns, yeah. Medicine and botany is what I studied. Went on a ship with my good old buddies. Saw all the plants that weren't too cruddy. Came back to teach all my understudies. I read about y'all playing with glasses, and I realized I should join the masses. My orchids and my eyeglasses. I set off to educate the underclasses. Over and over in my mind's eye, the dark blob is what we abide by. With the family Asclepiadaceae on my side, I'm telling you I saw the nuclei being diagnosed as the brain of the cell. Every living thing must be compelled to thank the nuclei. I'd have to yell. I'd say this theory's going kinda swell. Yeah, I hope this discovery bodes science well.
By now the cells were all the rage. Every scientist yearned to be in on this race. Separate, Schleiden and Schwann were mid. Together, the start of cell theory they did. One day, the two decided to meet. Collective knowledge is what they seeked. They picked at their lunges in each other's brains until a eureka that they would obtain. But first, the key to their scientific voyage, a tool to immensely enlarge an image. The great microscope allowed them to see evidence crucial for their grand discovery. Schleiden studied the stuff of plants, specifically species of tulips and grass. Under the scope, he and all would uncover the very nuclei Brown had discovered. But now, it was Schwann's turn to share, where he had something of his own to compare. Nuclei that Schleiden found before were also in an animal's notochord, though the cells may be slightly different. The nuclei in each were very apparent. This led the two of them to conclude that cells make up all living things, dude. However, one key flaw was there. They thought they saw the cells just appear from thin air. They reasoned the cells could just come anew, which Pasteur and Remarque would then refute. Calling them from France and Pasteur, about to put y'all in a trance. Best microbiologist in the land. Spontaneous generation cannot exist. Don't be believing in abiogenesis. Don't be daft, there's no difficult task. Just so you take a look at my Swanneck flasks. Two flasks, one closed, one open. Life will be in both, on copium they'd be hoping. The only one clouded was the open clasp. The closed one, yep, clear as glass. No dust, no particles, only air. Challenge me if you've been there. Thus the mystery was unshrouded, and I cannot be truly doubted. The truth of the matter was very apparent. Microbes came from the environment. Thus we can say there is no spontaneity, thanks to my superb ingenuity. Hopefully the matter can be put to rest, because it was solved by the best of the best.
Last but not least, the name's Robert Remarque. I made a huge discovery, was stabbed in the back. I always discredited spontaneous generation. I knew deep down it was a stupid postulation. I bought myself an egg and cracked it open. Took out the yolk, had an embryo lurking. I stuck a needle inside the chick as a bud. Had some samples, some good old blood. I put it on a slide for my microscope. The stuff I saw, I thought it was dope. Though most of the cells looked just ordinary, some were different. Interesting they were very. They looked squished together as if they were dividing. Is this a new cell theory? Am I arriving? I made my theory, thought my point was proved. But that half-wit Virchow, he wasn't moved. So I went out and did it again. I got some frog spawn, wasn't hard to attain. Surprise, surprise, the same thing occurred. The cells were dividing, hypothesis assured.
We today take cell theory for granted, ignoring all the scientists that helped on this investment. From Hook to Brown, Slide and Remark, these visionaries really set us on the right path.